Welcome back to the Delaware Way. I'm Larry Menti. Recently, Christiana Care received national recognition for its Cribs for Kids program, which promotes sleep safety for infants. Pam Jimenez is here. She's a pediatric nurse practitioner with Christiana Care Health System. Thank you so much for being here. We should point out in this shot, this is not a real baby. This is for a presentation. You
Correct.
would never treat a real baby this
Correct.
way. That's not the proper way. So much has been learned over the years about what could cause SIDS, what can cause problems with a child when you put the baby to sleep at night. Give some of the current recommendations.
So in 2011, the Academy of Pediatrics changed recommendations that for the safety of the baby, we do something that's called ABC, alone in the crib, on their back, and C stands for crib. So having a nice firm surface underneath of the baby prevents that mattress from coming up and engulfing the baby, causing suffocation. So to parents, we recommend a nice firmly fitted mattress that's in a crib that is safety approved, or a pack and play that is safety approved. A fitted sheet, no blankets, no bumper pads, no toys in the crib, and we recommend that the babies are in some sort of a safety blanket like the sleep sacks that will help to swaddle them and prevent them from becoming entrapped in unnecessary bedding.
And I know in a second you're going to show us the proper way of swaddling, but have things improved? Are there fewer deaths because of these new recommendations?
There are actually. Unfortunately, we still struggle with unsafe sleeping environments, so parents putting the baby in bed with them, falling asleep in a chair or on a sofa where they suffocate. But when a baby is flat on their back in a crib, the safe sleep has improved significantly.
And have we determined the cause of all sudden infant death syndrome? Is it always suffocation?
Not always. True SIDS is an unexplained death that occurs, and that there's a lot of theories that go along with that, but one of the things they feel is the lack of autoregulation. So when a baby is laying on their belly, they lose that ability to self-regulate and they get into a really, really deep sleep. So they are actually sleeping more soundly, but it's dangerous because they can't regulate and get themselves out of that pattern. So when they're on the back, they have a lot of free-flowing air that's around them, and they're able to self-regulate to keep themselves in a safer, environment.
Why don't you show us the proper swaddling method, which is very important on what we all agree is a scary-looking baby. But that, for your purposes, it's perfect.
Correct.
It's a test baby.
So this is a sleep sack. They come in different versions. For the first 4 months, it helps if a baby is swaddled. So it's a one-piece sleeping blanket. The feet are all enclosed. They have freedom to move their feet. And this is important because a baby who is swaddled too tightly in a blanket can restrict their movement and cause hip problems later on in life or impede their breathing. They can also, if they're too loose, become loose and then entrap them, come over their face. So the sleep sack is made so that it'll actually come down. It has these wings. So one side, babies like to be in a neutral position with their hands coming midline. So you fold this down and tuck it under so that it's secure. And then this side comes, and you can see that it's far enough away from the face that the baby does not become suffocated.
That's wonderful. You know, a lot of people, I think when you see this, you go, oh, that can't be comfortable. But babies probably love sleeping that way.
Oh,
They're
they do.
used to being in the womb.
Right. So they're curled up in the womb. They have a safe environment, and this provides a nice safety net for them and helps them to stay warm. So thermoregulation, we call it, which is one of the biggest things that parents worry about when we tell them no blankets. Well, how's my baby going to stay warm? So this helps to keep them warm, snuggy, and they're very comfortable.
I know that you're centering on the crib and sleep. Are there environmental factors? Somebody that smokes in the house?
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge risk because it's robbing, proper oxygenation from the baby itself. So it's one of the leading causes of sudden infant death.
The smoking is?
Yep, even secondhand smoke, yes.
Is there anything else that I'd be missing? I know that I've heard that, but are any other environmental factors? That smoking must be so overwhelmingly number one.
Well, smoking is number one. I mean, obviously you want to have free circulating air. You don't want the the room extremely hot. So we usually recommend between 68 to 75 degrees.
Oh, really?
So most people think that the room needs to be extremely hot because of the baby, you know, will be cold, but actually you want them to be a little bit on the cooler side. So anywhere between 68 to 75 degrees is key for them so that they're comfortable. You don't want to put twins in the same bed together because they can suffocate or overheat one another. So different environmental things, you know, in regard to like temperature, too much humidity can cause excessive mold growth.
I noticed when you swaddled as well that this seems to be a blanket that's been made. It's almost
Yes.
like a pouch blanket, and so that's something you should buy.
Yes.
For your baby.
Yeah, they come in a variety of styles, different makers. Every mom who comes from Christiana, in fact, all of the hospitals in Delaware get a take-home sleep sack, and all of the babies after their first bath are put in a sleep sack so that we're modeling proper safe sleep in the hospital.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much,
Oh,
and
you're
congratulations on the national recognition.
Thank
Pam
you.
Jimenez, pediatric nurse practitioner at Christiana Care Health System. When we come back, I know when you hear the USO, you have a certain image maybe of dances in World War II or Bob Hope. The USO has evolved, and especially in Delaware, has a very important duty. We'll talk more about that with the USO when the Delaware Way continues.